Get ready to embark on an exciting journey through the action-packed world of G.I. Joe as we move into the highly anticipated fourth chapter, G.I. Joe 4. G.I. legendary action figure brand Joe, who has captured the hearts of kids and adults alike, is set to make a triumphant return to the silver screen in 2021 with Snake Eye's G.I. Joe Origins. This first film explores the backstory of Snake Eye, its inside the mystery, the iconic black-suited ninja, the universe of. After a relatively weak reception for G.I. Joe The Rise of Cobra and G.I. Joe Retaliation, the franchise is rebooting with live-action G.I. Joe Is the Adventure. For movie buffs, G.I. Joe fans are eagerly awaiting the release of this reboot, hoping it will rekindle the magic of the franchise that has captivated audiences for decades. G.I. Joe's legacy began in the 1960s when he emerged as a cultural phenomenon through an action figure line. Over the years, it has expanded into comic books, thriller TV shows, and hit movies. The reboot offers an opportunity to reconnect with the roots of the franchise and recapture the essence of what made G.I. Joe is a household name. In May 2020, fans of the iconic G.I. Joe franchise received exciting news. A fourth film had officially been made. Since its publication, series enthusiasts have been eagerly awaiting for every tidbit about the upcoming episode. As anticipation builds, this video aims to provide an overview of what we know about G.I. Joe 4 and how it could reshape the world of action-packed cinematic entertainment. The G.I. Joe franchise has deep roots in popular culture, dating back to its premiere in the 1960s. It began as an action picture medium, quickly expanding into the diverse universe of comic books, TV thrillers, and movies. At its core, G.I. Joe revolves around the Joes, an elite group of soldiers tasked with protecting the world from domestic and foreign threats. While the first three G.I. Joe films, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Revenge, and Rise of the Cobra, were huge commercial successes, but also received criticism from die-hard fans who felt the film went too far from the source material. Right now, there are few details on the plot of G.I. Joe 4. Given the progression of the previous films, it's reasonable to assume that Joss will face a new enemy. In the first half, they fought Cobra, a nasty organization led by the evil Destro. In the second film, Joe's family faced a betrayal from their government, necessitating a retreat while avoiding the threat of Resurrection Cobra. The most recent film, Snake Eyes, veered away from the Joes, instead delving into the backstory of one of the franchise's most iconic characters. Despite the presence of G.I. Joe 4, the complexity of the issues. While official reports on G.I. Joe 4 are still out, many beloved characters from the franchise are still expected to reprise their roles. Iconic characters like Duke, Scarlet, Roadblock, and Serpent Eyes are major recurring candidates. The film may also introduce new faces and perhaps lesser-known characters from comics and animated series. One character many fans are looking forward to seeing is Lady J, a brilliant secret agent known for her espionage and disguises. Also, the possibility of Coil Commander's twins, Tomax and Xamot, give a special power as their telepathic link allows them to communicate remotely, although no details have been confirmed, and series fans are also excited about the possibility of a crossover, perhaps with other popular franchises. The director of G.I. Joe 4 remains shrouded in mystery. Previous films include John M. McCarthy. Works by directors such as Chu, Stephen Sommers, and Robert Schwenke have been featured. One possibility is that the franchise could bring back a director with a previously proven track record. Alternatively, a new director can bring new perspectives and new ideas. Regardless of the choice, the person leading the business must have a deep understanding of the franchise and a high level of respect for the results. G.I. Joe 4 is bound to deliver a generous serving of action, pyrotechnics, and beautiful set pieces, upholding the series' reputation for jaw-dropping action sequences, but the film must find a delicate balance of spectacle and storytelling. Many fans and critics have criticized the previous films for relying too heavily on theatrics and spoiling characters, G.I. However, while the main opponents of G.I. Joe 4 are still shrouded in secrecy, rumors suggest that a new group of enemies known as the Coil is on its way. When accompanied by former Cobra employees who are dissatisfied with Cobra's direction, the Coil offers pleasing dynamics. Joe's family faces their former enemies, who are now more dangerous than ever. Another possibility is a switch to international villains, which opens the door to a broader range of global threats that expand the franchise's focus. G.I. Joe 4 could potentially explore new themes and issues, possibly addressing the effects of previous films or continuing the story started in Snake Eyes. Fans are excited about the prospect of this film as it ventures into uncharted territory and offers interesting antagonists, beloved return characters, and maybe even daring crossovers. Unfortunately, G.I. Joe 4 does not have an official release date yet. While early reports suggested a possible release date of 2023 or 2024, the lack of specifics has left fans eagerly awaiting any new information from the studio. G.I. Joe 4 holds the promise of exciting changes to the franchise, as fans expect new enemies, returning characters, and the possibility of unexpected crossovers. Whether the film follows the previous film's chronological sequence or introduces new episodes, it is sure to deliver a high-octane movie experience that pays tribute to the legacy of Joe. As fans eagerly await the return of their beloved Joe to the big screen, the potential of G.I. Joe 4 is unlimited. The G.I. Joe franchise has been adapted into various mediums, including movies, TV shows, and comic books. Previous films in the series have been successful at the box office, grossing more than $300 million worldwide. The success of the franchise led to a range of merchandise. The G.I. Joe franchise has a dedicated fan base that has followed the characters' stories for decades. The upcoming film is expected to continue the story of characters of G.I. Joe and Cobra. However, it's unclear if it will follow the plot of the previous films or introduce a new story. Despite the lack of an official announcement, fans of the franchise have been eagerly awaiting the release of G.I. Joe 4. G.I. Joe is an American media franchise and character developed and produced by the toy company Hasbro. The franchise has been adapted into various mediums, including movies, TV shows, and comic books. The latest installment in the series, G.I. Joe 4, has been highly anticipated by fans. However, as of October 2023, the government does not have any details regarding the casting or payment of the upcoming film. Despite the official announcement, fans of the franchise have been eagerly awaiting the release of G.I. Joe 4, which generated more than $300 million worldwide. The success of the franchise led to a range of merchandise, including action figures, comic books, and video games. It is important to note, however, that the modern era and G.I. Joe, as he is known to many today, debuted in 1982 with the release of G.I. Joe: A Real American Hero. This relaunch marked a pivotal moment in the history of the franchise. It introduced a more unrealistic, character-based approach, featuring the evil Cobra organization and the G.I. Joe's science fiction weapons and vehicles. These changes moved the franchise in a different direction, away from its more underground origins. G.I. Joe's presence in mainstream pop culture began to dwindle over the years, despite its persistence in various forms. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below. And before you leave, please make sure to hit that like button. Share this video with your friends and subscribe to our channel.